Once upon a time, I, Jiang Zhu, dreamt I was a butterfly, flittering hither and thither, to all intents and purposes a butterfly. Suddenly I awoke. Now I do not know whether I was then a man dreaming I was a butterfly, or whether I am now a butterfly dreaming I am a man. So, why study dreams? Depending on what theory of dreaming you ascribe to, you could take Freud's view that they are the royal road to the unconscious, and that by researching them you will uncover the inner workings of the psyche. Or you could take the opposite view, that they are just random images or neuron firings that the mind tries vainly to put meaning to. Or you might agree with Mark Solms that it is a combination of the two. To play devil's advocate for a moment, let's assume that dreams are only the trash of the mind. Why would anyone want to study garbage? Oh, I don't know. Let's just say it's not an unheard of scientific method. So, what can one find out from the study of dreaming? There are actually many studies about the dreaming mind. Due to time constraint, we will just highlight a few of them. Dreams historically have been shown to help in problem solving and creativity. A few of these famous dreams are, for example, the idea of the benzene molecule structure dreamt up by Kekula in his famous dream of snakes in the fire. Another one is singer-songwriter Paul McCartney, who had a dream where he was listening to a melody played by a string orchestra. He was so entranced by this melody that when he woke up, he wrote it down and then tried to find out who the composer was. But after fruitless months of searching, he realized it was an original piece, wrote lyrics, and the song Yesterday was created. Another Paul, Harvard physicist Paul Horowitz, has found so many solutions for the design of his telescope control mechanisms in his dreams that he keeps a pencil and pad near his bed to record all his dreams. Of course, those are just case studies. In one study, participants were asked to solve word problems after being awakened during both REM sleep and non-REM sleep. There was a 32% improvement in their performances when they worked on problems coming out of REM sleep. According to the studies of Rosalind Cartwright, people suffering from depression who have very emotional dreams eventually recover from their depression without the needs of drugs or therapy. Studies have also shown that dreams can be affected by external stresses and stimuli experienced by the dreamer while awake. One study showed that showing a snake to women who are afraid of them would increase the chances of them having dreams with snakes in them that night. Another case study, one woman, after having a stroke with damaged her lingual gyrus, stopped having dreams completely for 3 months. She showed no other neural abnormalities and seemed otherwise fine. However, that didn't stop her brain from working to compensate for the lack of dreaming, and 3 months later she started having short dreams again. Mark Solms, a neuropsychologist and psychoanalyst, found while studying 332 patients with cerebral lesions that there were 2 forebrain sites that caused stoppage to dreaming. One of these areas is the system associated with instinctual appetite craving states. Solms sees this as verifying Freud's theory, while other dream researchers disagree quite fervently with him. But what about the content of the dream themselves? What are the studies saying about them? Many clinical experiments have found correspondences between the qualitative and cognitive aspect of dream content and the emotional problems that confront the dreamer that refer to past events far beyond the night of the experiment itself. And dream researchers Adam Snyder and William Domhoff found through one of their studies that schizophrenic males have lower levels of socialization in their dream plots. Going back to the studies of Rosalind Carter, research has shown that dreams in the first REM period usually contains the most negative emotions for most people. As the night goes on, the dreams become more emotionally positive and autobiographical. Depressed people, on the other hand, have their first REM dreams earlier in the night, which lack emotional content altogether. As the night goes on, depressed people's dreams become more and more negative. In other studies, being able to recall and reflect on dream content has had an impact on dreaming and waking behavior. Several studies have showed that recording nightmares and thinking about them in a relaxed state breaks the cycle of recurring nightmares. Even people not suffering from trauma show an increase in positive waking behavior when they can imagine a positive outcome to their negative dreams. While doing the research for this presentation, I came across a book review in the Psych articles database for The Mind at Night, The New Science of How and Why We Dream by Andrea Rock. If you have any interest in dreaming and dreams at all, this is the book for you to get. And even if you're not, you should get the book just for the amusing anecdotes. One of my favorite anecdotes from the book was during a REM sleep experiment, when the subject was just fussing and complaining about everything. The researchers went back to the observation room, and the assistant basically said, after all this trouble, he's probably not going to go sleep for us. The researcher then said, if he doesn't fall asleep in 2 minutes, I'm going to electrocute him. Unbeknownst to both research and research assistant, the intercom was on, and the student heard every word they said. He was in alpha wave sleep, faster than anyone else they had ever seen before.